You climb over the first box, kicking it back down, and it shatters, and out comes melons, just sprawling over the pathway. And as you kick the second box,
Sorry, I was just gonna say, can you redo that to be cabbages? And then one of the store
It is not cabbages. This is not that story. It is morning in town, and the crew is all done talking to the townsfolk, I assume, unless you've got something new that you want to do before you head off. And the cartman who drove you down, who you've hired on exclusively Red's money, is ready to take you back to Tacot.
I definitely have carried this team.
So, I got everybody together. I think we need a plan, guys. I think we need a plan.
Yes.
So, if we remember,
Yes, dear
we
brother.
have a few things we can do. First of all, I say, when we get back to Tacot, we need to claim our reward. That
100%.
is definitely number one. Number two, maybe we can talk to the swordsmith, because we've met the people who have been stealing all the blades throughout all the city, and maybe we can talk to either the captain of the guards or something like that, and get some more bounty for some. Maybe we can sell some information there. Then I say we catch up with old Peggy Leggy and
Captain
want
Stubbs.
more money. Captain, that's it.
For those who
Captain
don't know,
Stubbs.
Captain Stubbs is a little-known character so far in this series
The
who
best character ever.
has
just-
2 peg legs and 2 peg arms. And
How many eye patches?
no eye patches. But he does
lucky.
have a coat full of different attachable peg arm replacements. What do you call them? Prosthetics.
Yeah, that is appropriate.
Which of course caught the attention of the crew. And he talks like a true pirate.
Yeah. So I feel like that's probably that's my vote for our next few moves. Does anybody else have a plan? Does
What
anybody else?
was the name of the guy leading the Black Lotus at the shrine?
Dragon.
The
I can
Dragon.
tell you.
I would like to see Dragons receive the pointy end of a stick.
Fair enough. I
would like to
don't know
hand him
if
in to the
we're
authorities.
I don't know if we're quite ready to be that pointy.
Well, not
end.
us, but we know they stole all the blades in the realm, so if we
It's
tell
true.
the authorities, they might be able to do something about it.
That's true. Although they did steal all the blades. I don't know how good these authorities are, but.
And Gruss was so nice though. Would you really turn in Gruss after
Yes.
stealing from him?
He's gonna
Yeah.
come
Hey,
and
He's
I
gonna
gonna
pet
fight me,
Mr.
so-
Boy, the beetle.
Neutral
buster
evil
on my
party,
arm.
here we come.
Ooh.
I'm kidding. Alright, so you guys are getting on the cart and traveling back?
Well, I mean, does anybody have any other plan? That was what I came up with in my head, but I'm willing to hear suggestions. I mean, we could also.
Did you say the farmer guy had returned to Bluegrass, or is he still in Tacot?
The guy
you
who
had
owns
talked to the
Mayor
neighbor
Ernest is
of
the one
Ernest,
who told
yeah.
us to come here.
You've talked to the neighbor of Ernest, who gave you a reward of his own, out of his own goodwill, but you have not gone to talk to Ernest Blue Meadows, who you believe is still in
Tacot.
Tacot.
Yeah, okay. Then we have nothing binding us here other than the corpse of Bonora, so let's roll out.
So do we have any other? Plans? Oh, okay. So the other option we could do.
I will
is we
also
could
note,
go
just
the
to
abandoned
interrupt,
town.
I apologize, but just to also note, you are aware that you do have a deadline on the Ledger Lifted quest.
Yes, we have 1 month, and a lot of days have passed since then.
You've spent a lot more days out in the wild than you thought. You guys get onto the cart and your driver says, well, I imagine you had a hell of a trip out there. You're all looking a little worse for wear and still tainted from whatever blight was out there, but the trip should hopefully fade that. And you look at yourselves and you see that you're all still tinted purple,
Oh yeah,
including all the gear that you haven't bought recently.
Yes, I was going to ask if we could rinse off somehow, but if
So
not,
you
that's
tried to
fine.
scrub overnight, and you're still a bit purple.
Oh man, this is awful.
This is life now.
Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
very much,
Bien,
Fat
maybe
Pig,
you
for the
can
lemon, by the way.
make it part
I
of your
appreciate
act.
it. Go again, Gruff.
Oh, sorry. Maybe Bien, you can make it part of your act.
But nothing
Maybe you
rhymes with purple, and I'm a bard.
Maybe it's not always about rhyming words. Maybe you've just
Yeah,
gotta be
maybe
creative.
not
You
all
could-
your songs have to be rhyming.
You could change it to orange
Doesn't
if
rhyme.
it
It's
would
not
fit better.
poetry. I'm not a Neanderthal.
I'm sorry, brother. I don't know.
All right, so
Unlike your fist fighting, there's a flow to my art.
you travel for 3 days overland. The travel is calm and relaxing. As you roll back towards Tacot, the grasses turn from purple to blue and then back to your steady greens over the fields and the fjords and the pastures and all sorts of rolling hills until safely you make it to within eyesight of Tacot. It is still pretty early morning as you roll up to the enormous southern gate after going through the outskirts of the town. You have reached the southern gate and Tacot is your oyster.
Just as salty as I remember.
Yeah, that fish smell goes well with purple.
I think that drunkard was there when we left.
From here you can't actually smell the docks yet.
Oh. Isn't that like salt in the air?
There's a bit of salt in the air, but it's not like pungent.
It's a big
My
town.
apologies, brother.
Yeah.
I don't know what came over me and why I was prompted to say that.
It's a very
the,
big
the
city.
regular smell of regular towns.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well,
the
let us
divinity
go
of
find this Ernest Bluegrass
Yeah, let's tell him the good news that
let's
he
tell
is
him the
not a
great news.
criminal.
that he owes us money. And then hit the bathhouse. What do you say, brother?
All right,
I'm there.
your driver thanks you for hiring his services and lingers a bit.
We prepaid.
I fake a curtsy and then keep walking.
He's
I say-
disappointed.
I
but
say
he-
thanks for waiting and give him 2 silver pieces.
Ooh.
Ooh, a generous man.
Is that the
You
last of your
pass
money?
the 2 silver pieces over to him and he says, "Very kind of you, sir, very kind of you. A journey like that is always a pleasure, especially with such good company. Hopefully we'll see you again soon."
And I turn to Miguel and say, wasn't it weird he didn't talk once during the journey of the 3 days?
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by good company, but
Oh,
just
come
played
on. We can fill in
Evanescence
the
the
blank.
whole
You want to
time.
go back to day 1 of that journey? I will take us back to day 1 of that journey and he will have long conversations.
It's
I feel like we
the
tuned him
D&D
out.
threat of like, if you don't stop, I will turn this car
I will
around.
bust into a soliloquy.
Snaps to the middle of day 2, and that was when I realized that she was old enough to make her own choices in this world. And it wouldn't
And
be
then
too
cut
long
scene.
before... and then snap back to now.
it's like, oh boy.
Or it's just one of those classic, and that's not my wife.
Yeah. All right, let's go find ourselves a blacksmith. Quickly,
Alright.
Where
before
did you
it's too
find
late.
Ernest?
So
you
you're...
want
Yeah, hang on. We need to go earn
Heading
it. We need
into-
money,
Okay, all right, let's
Oh,
go
the
find
bard.
it.
shop, and feast.
Let's find the mayor and the blacksmith.
And the
Okay,
man
so
lived
who are
in-
you looking for first? Because that's a litany of people in different areas.
Ernest Bluegrass.
Ernest
mayor.
Blue Meadows.
No.
I
Blue
grab
Meadows.
Blue Meadows. I grab a nearby street urchin and I shake him
Oi.
slightly and I say, "Have you seen a man named Ernest Blue Meadows sells pepper grass? What did you steal?" And I stare him in the eye.
He looks at you and says, what did I steal, sir? Whatever it was, I'm sorry.
I say, "Don't lie to me, boy."
You're grabbing this street urchin right at the giant southern gate, which is heavily guarded. A guard approaches slowly. You still have plenty of time before he gets there, and the urchin says, I'm sorry, sir, please, just let me go.
Sorry. I kind of let him go and kind of realize what I'm doing, and like it's been a shaky couple of days for us.
You hear the man running off. Sorry, the boy running off into the distance. The man. Screaming. No, the boy runs off down an alley screaming, "Tieflings! Tieflings!"
Because we're still purple.
I check my forehead for horns.
Come on, BN. Let's get you to a bath, hey?
I need a beer and a bath, brother.
Alright, we stroll on in. Any good horses in the stable?
Any new horses?
No, any good ones that we can just see? Can I roll an animal?
Miguel, his hobby is he likes looking at horses.
There are some
like a bird watching book, but it's different
fine
breeds
horses
of
in the
horses that he
stable.
ticks off.
We're talking strong, armored, and looking mean kind of horses.
Oh,
in
that's
the
how
sun.
Miguel likes
war
them.
horses. Weird.
Mhm. Big old
okay.
nasty horse.
I steal it. No, not yet.
The horse itself even has a unusual sheath on the side of it.
Where did we meet our fair
Town
mare?
square.
Town
That's
square.
right.
Well,
He had a little stall near the market.
So you head back to the same location where the store was, and true to form, Ernest has started setting up his bluegrass store and selling what looks to be the very last of his bluegrass. There's not much on show, and there's a lot of purple grass on show, which is, he's not proud of that.
I'm gonna march over and immediately take his hand and pat him on the back, and I say, "Ernest,
Okay.
brother, good news."
So he's facing away from you, setting up his store.
Yeah, I like put my hand on his hip and spin him around waltz style first.
You startle him quite badly when you turn him around. You go,
That one scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2 where he web zips Emma Stone's hip. I did that, but without the web.
And startled, he looks at you, blinks twice, and says, "Boy, you scared the life out of me. Why would you do such a thing?"
Well, because I'm just eager to tell you the peach dandy news that we have for you and your farm.
He takes a big breath and sits down and goes, "Well, I haven't had a scare like that in many years." What's the news? And I hope that you mean that sincerely.
Oh, yes, we do, sir. You know your little purple problem, and I indicate my body and my friend's bodies.
I see. It's spread. So
Well,
you were
it's
japing after
spread.
all.
Yes, we realized there was an infection of your water supply, and we went deep into the mountains and rearranged some of the innards of the mountain, and we clogged your problem. The river will purify in a matter of days. We have solved your purple pandemic.
Well, I don't know what half of that means, but I know the end sentence, and that's good enough for me. He turns around and he pulls up a chest and pushes a key into the lock and twists it, and pulls out a golden bar and passes it to you.
I drop a little bit, half unexpecting the weight, half feigning the weight, and I said, "Wow, thank you, sir. This
should about half pay for it, and then if you take this note," and he writes, he searches for something to write with, writes down something and hands it to you, and give my name. That should give you enough to cover what I've promised. The bank, down by the port, can't miss it. Big pillars.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I pocket the note and I heave the gold bar into my bag, deep inside my bag.
Boy, is that heavy! That's a heavy bar! That is a gold bar worth 500 GP.
Wow.
Yep. That's a big old bar. Alright, Gruff, what you got?
Okay, so I feel like we need to be subtle and turn. Oh, I like that idea. Turn the gold bar into a mallet type.
That wouldn't work. Gold's very soft. Don't believe Minecraft.
This is true. Okay, I think we need to take the gold to the bank. Otherwise, we're carrying a giant bar and we are a huge target.
I nod sincerely. Yes. And I'm gonna like walk with my back to Miguel as we walk towards the bank. So my backpack is facing him at all times.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk behind him and just be super aware.
Alright.
Super aware.
You guys start approaching the roads that lead to the bank, and on the edge of the town square in an alley, you see a strange group of hooded people.
We
in
avoid
long
them.
Cloaks,
We walk the
With-
farthest side of the town around them.
with tendrils cut all the way around them into 8 legs. This is the
These-
Octo
Are these
Gang.
the same robes worn by the Black Lotus boys?
They are not.
Oh,
this
No,
is the
this is the Octo-Gang.
This is the Tacot Octo-Gang,
Right.
the infamous
Rival
group of thugs who roam the streets.
in
They-
the daytime.
They look
Great.
directly at you, and then all confer very quickly, and then look at you again.
I would like to
Finger
roll a
guns.
stealth to see if I can disappear into the crowd.
Okay, very purple man. Roll a stealth.
Purple stealth.
That's about right.
Yeah, take that.
Bentendo, could you change the music to something a little
Yes,
more
a bit more
fast-paced?
tense. Sure.
As
Oh,
the
man.
Octo-Gang all draw out whips from in their cloak
Oh,
and begin
that come true.
to sprint full pace at your group.
Looks like
Doesn't leave us much time.
The following encounter will be either a fight or a chase sequence. The choice is yours. Or if you can come up with
Oh.
something completely different, I will allow free fall.
I
Hold on,
yell for
sorry.
the guards.
There are few guards in the town square. There is only 2 guards near the town hall, which seem to be stationed at a back door, and you can try and yell to those.
Hey, we got a couple of things over here.
The guards hear you and look your way and look around the square. They have not yet reacted. Any
Okay.
other actions from the rest of the team?
Hustle. It's just hustle.
You're gonna sprint?
Is there like a building that would be popular at this hour? Like a shop? A physical brick and mortar store to go inside of?
Ooh,
Some
and I
kind
get a
of
So there's no
shop where you hand in your pajamas and they hand you your clothes for the day?
There's no... I want you to
Like
roll
a-
a percent, please.
Like a wizard that removes sand from your eyes.
Nintendo, roll a percent die, please. Yes,
Do-
because there's
do
no
100.
taverns in the town center. There's no stores that would be thriving in the morning that I can actively think of.
Oof.
And there is no store, unfortunately, that transitions you
29.
from bedwear into daily clothes.
I'm gonna like
Mhm.
load my sling as they're running towards us.
Alright, so you load your sling with a bullet?
Yeah.
Alright, so you've got a loaded sling. Red has started sprinting at full pace.
Not-
Nintendo,
Not without the rest of the group.
again
I
ahead
was
of the
suggest-
group.
I was suggesting to the group that we hustle.
Are you
I'm
two
gonna
going
run.
with her?
I'm gonna run to that clothing shop, that cloth store that we visited when we were first into Cot.
That is about 2 streets away, but you can sprint in that direction.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
also
gonna
on the
make
way
my
to the
way
bank,
towards
which
that.
will help.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay with Bien then.
Okay, all
Alright.
3 of you start bolting out of the square. All of you see what's going on. You know something's going bad. Immediately, Miguel calls to the guards and then sprints the opposite direction with the rest of you. The guards turn, scan, and see the Octo-Gang is hot on your heels. They immediately go inside.
What?
The
Oh,
Octo-Gang
Corrupt. tentacle sucking dudes.
I didn't say why they're going inside.
That paid off, and I know it.
Alright, so Miguel, you alone burst ahead of the pack by a good 10 feet, while the others aren't heading as speedily in the same direction as you are, and are beginning to be caught by the Octo-Gang. The first, now this is going to be a 3-part chase, or more, depending on how things go, but the first thing I want to set up is it's the same as last time, so you choose a skill, you argue that skill, and then I apply my own sense of how effective that skill would be just on a base level, and then we add that all up, and that'll be our skill check, and you can't use the same skill more than one time during this encounter.
Okay.
All on board?
Got it.
Yep.
Alright, so you run down an alley in the direction of the cloth store. In this alley, there is a huge pile of boxes and crates, and then a big fence made out of stone in your way. How do you overcome this obstacle?
Otter,
Mm-hmm.
I know you've just explained the rules for this, but could I?
Can I break them?
Can I actually take a shot with my sling and use that as my skill? Like I want to,
Yeah,
I
of
want to
course.
hit someone with my slingshot, or at least get him to duck, so that to give me an extra second to clear over the.
Yep. So
boxes.
I will amend my rule set and say that you can also use a specific action, but that action can only be used once during the
Okay.
sequence.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fair.
Unless
Okay, so
combat breaks out, and then obviously you can still fight.
Yeah. I just put my sling down. Because
Well, I've used this.
yeah. Okay, so yeah,
Alright.
so I'm gonna take a slingshot shot.
Yep.
A slingshot. If I can hit the leading man, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Dang
Nice.
it.
Oh, nice.
That is a nice shot. Would you please roll some damage?
I'd love to roll.
Just for some
damage.
context.
Oh, it bounced out. So silly. Why? How
Roll it
can
on
it
the-
bounce out?
5 damage. That's a lot of damage.
nice.
As a sling bullet thuds into the eye of one of the Octo-Gang's first and foremost pursuers. This individual tumbles, grasps his eye, and then the group helps get him back up, and they're all chasing you, but getting that shot on him does delay the entire group by a margin as well. So you've slowed them down, but they've regrouped and they're still chasing.
Got
You've
it.
bought a little bit more time for this alleyway problem to be solved. Alright, BN, what do you got?
Alright, so, as I'm running into this alley, how close are the walls of this alleyway?
The walls are 10 feet from each other.
Okay.
No.
Don't do it
I-
again.
I would like to put my circus skills to the test.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to
Just like in the cave with the dynamite?
absolutely. I would like to, in kind of the continuous momentum, leap over the boxes, jump towards the first wall, kick off it higher onto the second wall, and then leap off of that over the fence with an acrobatics check.
I love it. Wah! Yeah! Wahoo!
Exactly, I
Yeah.
totally bing bong. Whoa! Because I got a nat 20, can I pull Miguel up with me and like flip him over the fence as well, trapeze style?
No, you'd need inspiration. You'd need to have
But
to
I-
use
nat 20.
some further. Well, nat 20
You
does
don't
not
have
mean you
events, I
control
will.
the entire narrative, so.
Bien,
Well,
I have something
when
sad
D&D
to
is
tell
mercy,
you.
What?
Bien, you can't actually crit on a skill check.
You can. That's
Aw.
BS. Everyone crits.
I'll
on
allow
skills.
crits on skill checks. Alright, so.
Just not
You
crazy one.
climb the first box
Can I have
quickly.
knocked down some boxes to block them?
You jump
Ooh, I like that idea.
and spring off the walls, and then just as quickly as you climb the first box, you're out of sight and over the wall, landing on the other side in a clear alleyway,
Not in a
Nice.
puddle.
not in a puddle. All right, Red. What are you gonna use to help yourself through this alley?
Do the boxes have any labels on them to say like what's in them, or are they just like empty boxes?
They all
Considering
say
how
dynamite on
quickly-
Good question.
Oh, I do have a bit.
Dynamite and owlbears.
They are labeled produce.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that,
That
doesn't
makes me
help your
sad.
plan.
No,
Were you
it
hoping
doesn't.
dynamite again?
No. I don't mess with
I was.
dynamite here, guys. But I was going to set the boxes on fire if they were empty.
Alright.
I've got to actually be quiet. I'm in a room next to 2 sleeping children.
Yep.
And it's not good. Well, I guess can I use my scramble ability called acrobatics to scramble over the fence?
Scramble ability is in your ability
So
to
it's like a
scramble, or an
scramble check?
ability called scramble.
Our ability to make scrambled eggs.
Well, it is boxes full of produce, so
Is this just a straight athletics check? Is that what you're saying?
I would like acrobatics, please.
Acrobatics, yep. So you're gonna try and climb the boxes and get over the fence.
Yeah. But I also want to make it so that they can't get over the fence easy, if possible. So like,
Alright, so you're
as
gonna try and kick down boxes as you go.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Alright.
All this produce. Sorry.
You begin to climb. Roll that athletics check. Just hoping for boxes of fertilizer.
No, I wasn't. I was just hoping. I was hoping they were like.
The Gruff is hoping for boxes of fertilizer.
Right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Alright.
I was hoping they were empty boxes.
You are up, and you climb over the first box, kicking it back down, and it shatters, and out comes melons, just sprawling over the pathway. And as you
Wait,
kick
wait.
the second box, yep,
Sorry, I was just gonna say, can you redo that to be cabbages? And then one of the store
it is
people
not
runs out
cabbages.
and goes,
This
"My
is not that
cabbages!"
story. So you climb up the next set and kick that as well, sending a cascade of boxes down as more melons spill out behind you. You jump up and grab the edge just as the boxes fall out from under you, and you crawl over the top and drop down next to Bien.
Scramble.
Miguel.
Yep.
As melons surround you, you are in difficult terrain. Not only that, but a man bursts out from next door and screams, "My melons!"
I forgot Miguel was still there.
You have a choice. Do you become a melon felon?
I want to immediately join forces with Melon Man and to
You can
seek
try
to
that.
avenge melons.
So, what's gonna happen is you have successfully delayed the Octo-Gang, who are still pursuing you, and you have the choice of moving in any direction from here, but you only have 3 directions apart from inside buildings that you can go. So you can go into the alley, covered in melons and broken boxes. You can go back towards the Octo-Gang, which there is quite a few melons in the way of, or you can go down the street away from the Octo-Gang, which there is quite a few melons in front of you. What do you choose?
I'm going to. Oh, do I want to split up? Part of me wants to run through the house that's now open.
You can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if there's a way round. I'm gonna run as fast as I can through the house that he's
Alright.
just opened up.
You burst past the Melon Man.
The Melon Man?
The
Melon
Man! Who is
It's on the lane.
deeply offended at the melons that have been spread, as well as you bursting into what is presumably his home or place of business.
I yell at him. Sorry, Octo-Gang, gotta go. Bye.
Roll a dexterity save.
Oh, it bounced out again. Oh, it was a nat 20. It was a nat 20. Oh,
It was,
that's
but it is no longer.
that's what I want.
Ooh.
I really hate this dice tower that doesn't actually dice tower
Ooh.
sometimes. It turned from a nat 20 literally into a natural one.
That's some pretty bad luck. All right. You take your first step while saying what to the melon man? What did you say?
I'm sorry, Octo-Gang, gotta go.
All right. I'm sorry, Octo-Gang, got a and you slip on a melon and face first, boom, hit the ground.
Ow.
The Octo-Gang catches up significantly. So we're doing semi-turn based right now. So it's your action. What are you gonna do?
Stand.
Mm-hmm.
And run inside the house still.
Alrighty. Roll an athletics or acrobatics to dodge these melons.
Oh, heck yeah, I'm definitely acrobaticing around here, gonna Jimmy and jiving and wheeling and widen.
Oh,
yeah!
You are the greatest at not stepping on a melon in the world.
Oh man, I'm so good at not
Learning
stepping on
from your
melons.
mistake,
Yeah.
your feet dart up and down. And you get inside the place of business, as it turns out, as you see fresh produce all over the walls and a staircase at the back on the left.
Made out of bananas.
I run out the staircase.
Alright, you bolt up the staircase. Back in the alley, the two of you have landed.
I get up and sprint.
You hear from over the wall, what was it, Gruff?
I'm sorry, Octo-Gang, gotta go back.
And then the sound of pain being inflicted upon someone.
Ow! Oh.
Bien, you were aware that that is your brother.
Oh. Am I aware of the melons, or is that all behind me?
You are not aware of what is making that cacophony of noise. But you did hear someone say, sorry about the melons. Or, what did you say? Sorry, I've had to ask
Sorry
it
about the
for a
melons,
time.
gotta go back.
Yeah, sorry about the
Octo-Gang.
melons, yeah.
Look, I'm over the fence. There's not a lot I can do. I'm gonna keep running, I guess, to the
Yep.
store.
Alright, you guys sprint ahead, and you find yourself at a T-junction. In fact, let's make this the second challenge. As you glance backwards to the alleyway, you see whips coming over, and 4 of the Octo-Gang drop down as you reach the end of the alley.
Rude.
That was only 3 sounds, but imagine a 4th one. How are you going
Bien.
to evade them for this next stretch? You've got open streets and you've got imagination.
Bien, can you go invisible yet or nah?
Not yet, honey.
I was going to suggest a bait and switch, but I don't know if Red and Bien know each other well enough. And then we could split up. But I also don't want to split up, so let's not do that.
Okay.
Oh, if you can cause a distraction, we can bait and switch. If you can obscure their vision somehow, so they don't have eyes on me, I can pull a sneaky prank.
Let's
Sneaky
just roll
prank.
stealth. Just,
And how are you
just
gonna
appear
utilize
from their eyes
stealth?
immediately? No. I'm trying to.
Because you
think.
can.
Yeah, but I'm also not that good.
So these are some of the widest streets in Tacot.
Yeah.
The ones that you've just run into. So they're main thoroughfares. So they're... Let me describe it a little better. Sorry, guys. Long day
It's
before
okay.
playing today.
Oh yeah, it's been a scorcher.
There is fair amounts of passers-by going down the street back and forth, and there are people setting up the occasional store or cafe up and down the street, and ahead, down in front of you, you can see what seems to be the top of the bank. You know what the bank looks like, and it's down near the docks.
Yep.
But it's definitely a few blocks away.
Yeah. Okay. Because I feel like we should still ultimately go there because the bank is probably very heavily protected.
All right.
Or can I? But it has to be. Do you want it to be skill based? Okay.
No, it can be. Let me know what you're thinking, and we can work with it.
I
I mean, it's been a long day, so I'm gonna give a lot of leeway for.
Well, I have classic rogue move. I have a bag of ball bearings.
Oh,
You do have a bag of
Oh,
990
someone can use their ball bearings in
ball
D&D as
bearings.
ball bearings as their intended purpose.
You have 3 less than the maximum amount for that bag.
Yes, I
only have
997.
A bit sad,
But-
really.
As long as they don't step where those 3 would have been, that's potentially a very good use of an item.
I would like to do that.
Mhm. What are you going to use? Are you going to use it as an action, or are you going to try and argue a skill, which I would probably be more partial to giving bonuses on?
You mean like sleight of hand or
Sleight of
something?
hand's a good skill. How are you going to argue that you use it?
I
Where
wanna
are your ball
drop-
bearings at the moment?
Probably in my pocket or something. I don't know.
Just use
Are they
sleight of hand
in your
to fill
backpack?
them out.
Yeah,
In
just
my
to like
backpack.
scatter them really.
Well, that's what I was going to do, but I
was.
was going to like do it as I ran behind me.
You could.
Yeah,
I would
Sleight of
happily
hand.
argue for you that you can use sleight of hand to whip your backpack off, or switch it round to your front and then grab the ball bearings and ditch them.
Rad.
That would work.
Cool. Let's do that.
You slide your backpack over your shoulder a bit, reach in, shuffle around, pull out a bag, and fling it at the ground, and it explodes in a cacophony of little
Nice.
and scatters down the alley behind you,
They're
surrounding
just tiny
the
watermelons.
Octo-Gang. One of the Octo-Gang is still jumping down, lands on the ball bearings, slips, and smacks his face into the concrete. Or into the... Sorry, this would be cobblestone.
Still
Not
hurt.
concrete.
Right.
Yeah,
goodbye.
it hurts just as much. So, Bien,
Yes.
what are you gonna do?
I pull out a squid that's a little bit stinky from my bag.
Do you have
and I'm
the
gonna,
squid?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Bruno gave it to me. I'm
A
gonna
spoiled, tainted squid.
Yeah, I'm gonna grip it really tightly, and using
Uh.
my knowledge of nature and things aquatic, I've done this before in our chase. I'm gonna squeeze out all of its remaining rotting ink onto the
Mhm.
floor and lubricate those balls.
Alright. I don't think anyone will challenge that phrasing, but let's go. Alright, so you grab your...
You're lubricated like a pro.
You grab your squishy, old, rubbery squid out, which
And I
is
shout
tainted
"Ruby"
purple
as
and
I squeeze it.
stinks, and you twist it, and as you twist, ink spirals in the air and then splatters all over the alleyway.
Oh.
It may or may not have created a harder terrain to get across. You'll have
That's
to
a
find out.
no, but I keep running.
You'll have to find out at the end of what you guys are going to describe you doing. So you've both put down distractions. Now where are you going?
I'm
the
still
bank.
running to that clothing store.
Why are you running to the clothing
All right.
store?
What's your plan?
So Red's going to the bank.
No, I'm going with Bien.
You can try and convince me to go to the bank.
I feel like there will be more protection at the bank than at a clothing store.
Mhm.
Unless you're going to quickly zip through the clothing store, change your clothes outfit, and then be a distraction.
I think you're on my planet now.
All right. So Red, in a moment of clarity, goes, "Oh no, that's his plan," and immediately banks left with Bien as you run down
also-
the main street.
Very strongly contemplating taking the note from Bien and just running to the bank because I've got 500
It's
gold
in my
on me.
bag.
I
It's
can
in my
bank another
bag.
500 gold.
Yep.
As I see Red turn and follow me, a little part of me is touched on the inside.
Oh, gross.
She's
I do not touch
able to
Bien.
keep up. Not touch. Emotionally.
You don't want to touch
Purple and
squid-
black
squid beard?
ichor drips
Yeah,
from his
I-
fingers as he sprints, and it sprays at you as you run alongside
Yeah, look
him.
like any pen that I earned in high school.
You do hear a definite sound of someone tripping, falling, and sliding on large stone pavers as they scream. "Ah!"
A Wilhelm scream.
Ah!
All right, back to Gruff. So you've got the same skill challenge, except in a completely different area. As you
Okay,
sprint up the stairs, you burst through a door, boom, and open the living quarters of a small family. 2 young girls and their mother at a kitchen over the stove turn. The girls look startled and the mother screams.
I say, sorry, sorry, bad guys coming up the hallway, pretty better lock the door, and
You mumble through some words, and then what are you gonna do?
and then I'm gonna like jump through a window. I'm gonna get from this building to the next.
All right, so the building is as follows. You've got 2 solid walls either side of you. You're not sure what they're made out of. They could be drywall, or they could be like not drywall, but something
Could
similar
still
to
be
drywall.
wet and it's easy to punch through.
Or they could be solid. And then you've got the rear facing wall as well. And then on the front of the building, you can see windows that face the street again. So
okay.
Are you planning to get...
There's only 2 windows in here. There's no side windows. I guess that makes sense.
So there's 3 main windows on the front facing wall and no side windows. So on the side, there is an alley, you know for sure. And then on the other side, there's buildings that are immediately built on top of it, townhouse style.
Okay, can I get onto the roof?
You can attempt to find a way onto the roof.
I
What skill
asked
are you
the
going
woman,
to be using?
How do I get? I'm going to use
You're going to talk
persuasion.
first? Oh,
Yeah,
persuasion.
I'm going to use persuasion, and I'm going to say to the family, I'm going to be like, "Which way's the roof? Quick, it's an emergency."
Flashback to last week where everyone was trying to use persuasion to get the snow out the way, to persuade the DM to let them down the mountain, to etc. etc. Now an actual use of persuasion, I will give Miguel inspiration for using
Sweet.
for using the skill the correct way.
I may have to use it because I get a -1 to charisma. This is such a bad idea.
All right,
for
you
me.
can roll.
I'm gonna keep that.
Oh, you're killing it with the rolls tonight.
Gonna keep that. Gonna
Alrighty.
keep that.
The mother
Press the
continues
roof
to
on, it's an
scream
emergency.
as one of the girls looks at you and looks sternly at you and goes, "Come with me," and grabs you by the hand and sprints you through to the front of the house and points up at a latch with a cord attached to it.
I say, "Thank you, you rock," and I try and fist bump her, and then I jump up.
She gives you
Like,
a fist
no,
bump
hell no.
and she follows you up.
Oh, okay.
You are now
Uh,
in the attic, and you can see there is those swirly little fan things that let the heat out on top of buildings?
A vent?
Yeah, a vent.
Like
Okay.
mechanical?
Yeah, like the ones that sit on top, and the air that's flowing up and out, the hot air that's going up, spins it around so slowly
Like-
and softly. Like a
Technology
chimney.
beyond
Yeah,
the rest of the town?
I can put whatever technology. I put irrigation in bluegrass meadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a small windmill, a small interior windmill.
Not really a windmill, just like a vent
like it.
that
I'm
rotates
not gonna
softly.
argue. I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah,
I see a vent.
The thing that nearly killed Charlie and his grandfather.
No, you're thinking fans. I'm talking like a rotating cover that's just oiled up on a. It doesn't matter. I'll put a picture in the edit for YouTube. There is a thing that you can push open to get out. Wonderful.
Great, I push it open.
You push open the thing of descript and you jump out onto the roof. You are on a tiled roof and you
Okay.
are surrounded by similarly tiled roofs. Some of them are higher than you, some of them are lower than you. You can foreseeably, if you wanted to, climb up the different tiers of roofs to get to the highest ones, or you could foreseeably climb to a lower one if you wanted to try and jump down. But tell me what you're thinking.
Okay, so can I see the direction that BN and Red ran off to?
From where you are currently? No.
Yeah.
There is
I can't see. I can't
so
determine where the
on
alley
that
is.
direction. There
was
is a
blocked off.
wall that goes up to a higher roof.
Okay. Okay. I'm going
You
to
can try and
get
climb
out.
it.
I'm
if
gonna
you want.
get out my quarterstaff.
Yep.
And I'm gonna try and use it to
To spring up a level.
help. Yeah, spring up a level.
Yep.
Cool.
Alrighty. You spring up and out of reach of the girl below, who goes, "No, take me with you."
Oh, you left a new party member behind.
And as you get to the top and climb up, she goes, "You were so cool."
I was like, "Go help your mother, thank you."
Behind
and I,
her,
Mm.
as you're saying, "Go help your mother." Behind her, 2 members of the Octo-Gang appear out of the vent.
Alright. Oh, actually.
We snap
Alright.
back to the other group.
Oh,
We'll come back to you. Alright, so you guys are sprinting down to the clothing store, yeah?
Yes. How close are we to it now?
Alright, you are very
Said it was
close.
2 streets away.
Yeah,
so
you
yeah,
are very, very close. You are easily able to sprint inside as you see 2 Octo-Gang members behind you.
How close are they? Like, do we get inside the building first?
They are 60 feet.
Hmm. I'm gonna run
Actually,
in. Yeah.
let me roll. I want to see how well they got
Alright.
through. They're
So
80
Lucas
feet.
says,
There was
to
watermelon,
Miguel,
ball bearings, and squids, and a giant stone wall. I'm surprised 4 of them got through.
So you can only see 2 now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still surprised 4 of them got through the watermelons.
Sam Walker says to Miguel, "Damn it, blocked by the Segway."
Mhm.
All right, so I run into the building, and I assume I run past the lady that we met last time that we were nice to, and I'm gonna yell out as I run past, "Help us hide! There's another parasol in it for you." I'm gonna sprint past her towards the back, where there's a bunch of mannequins.
Her name is
Yep.
Enbin.
And I'm gonna cast Disguise Self to appear as a mannequin.
Okay.
This is amazing.
I like this play.
Hang on, let me just remember how to cast spells. I think for Disguise Self, I just want to just drop in.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Alright,
now,
so you're now going to
mannequin.
roll on what check?
I guess stealth with advantage because I'm a mannequin now.
Yeah, I'll allow stealth. Okay, so Bien dashes through, and you see a blur of colors and clothes, and then an extra mannequin standing in the store. What do you do, Red?
Wish that I didn't follow him into this dumb plan.
That's true in hindsight.
Should have gone to the bank. I guess I will try to hide. What does her store look like in terms of like places to hide?
The description I gave last time, and correct me if I'm wrong, is narrow lanes that go down to the back of the store, and there's 2 of them, and they connect at the back, and they're very like not wide. They're less than 5 feet, so you have to like squeeze past people if there are others in the store.
Yep. Is it likely that the hallways lead to like a storage section?
It is foreseeable.
Or is it just more store?
It is a very long store, so it's also possible that it reaches the back of the other buildings that are behind it.
Okay. So I am going to... Okay. I'm going to explain a real life situation that's happened to me, and
Alright.
it's what I want to do. When I was younger, at visiting a friend's house, a family friend's house, I was playing hide and seek with their kids. I was much older than their children. But I decided that I would hide under a pile of clothes that I found in a closet. And I buried myself under the clothes, and the kids did not find me for an hour. I almost suffocated because there were too many clothes.
Okay.
But I would like to use my stealth to do that.
Yep.
I'm the laundry equivalent of the all-knowing trash heap from Fraggle Rock.
Yes, the all-knowing trash heap. May I do
Alrighty.
that?
I love it.
I love the idea. Have a roll. Let's see how it goes.
Oh,
Alright. Not bad with bonuses.
sad.
What do you mean sad? A 15 sad? I'm gonna go
It
back
was
to
a
dice
7.
school. Alright, so you dash in, you grab some clothes, and you roll and tumble and crash under one of the
Not
the
necessarily
racks.
crashing.
Yeah. Well, descriptively, not as in like boom with massive force, but just like rolling under. Alright. Yeah, this is definitely the next encounter, by the way. So the Octo-Gang duo come on into the store. They start to run through. And after cursory glances at the store, they immediately dash out and split up. And you don't see where they go after that. Back to the roof.
Alright. I am going to jump down, spinning my quarterstaff, and actually smack one of them and try and hit him off the roof.
Oh my good lord, you're gonna jump down on top of them. You're gonna jump a full,
Yes, Assassin's
full
Creed them.
level
Yeah.
of a building down onto a sloped roof and try and attack the Octo-Gang.
Yeah. No,
You can.
So it's like a whole story up. I just thought it
Yes.
was like a rise to them, like a step up.
No, you like sprinted and used your quarterstaff to push up and
Oh, yeah, that's
like
true.
reach up about 10-15 feet.
Oh, okay. I did very well.
Yes.
All right.
You did very well.
Okay, cool. Well, then from here, maybe I'm gonna sling a shot at them again.
Mhm. You
Alright,
cannot
'cause
use the same action twice in this sequence of events.
Can I initiate combat to do it?
You can initiate combat that will have drastic consequences one way or another. Either in your favor or not. Would you like to initiate combat?
I feel like the high ground is with me. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take them on.
Alrighty. Gruff has started combat.
We have now successfully split the pod. Good job, team. Mission accomplished. Cheers, everybody.
Alright.
No, I'll be quick.
So, the Octo-Gang has just left your clothing store. What do you guys do? Do you stay hidden?
For a little bit.
Wait, they've completely left?
They have just left the store. You're not sure where they go after that.
Gonna wait it out a little bit.
How long?
Yes.
How long do you guys intend to wait?
Time dilation.
In my real life story, I waited an hour. Don't think I want to do that long.
Okay. How long are you guys
But-
going to wait?
The children did come in and out.
And
of
now
the room
remember,
a couple
don't
of
use any
times.
meta knowledge here. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know anything apart from your path after you jump that fence.
I think it would at least be a minute to make sure they're out of the store.
Wonderful.
I think we would try
Until
and
until it's appropriate to talk to the lady that runs the store.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say. I think we'd wait until she said the all clear or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So, just in case they're waiting on the outside
Miguel,
of the room.
Miguel.
Me.
standing
Show me monk
on the
bells.
top of the rooftops of Tacot, you see around you the majesty of the city, the sprawling 3-mile wide cityscape of townhouses, market squares, manors, banks, and then a mighty wall all the way round to the docks. And you start combat. You must roll initiative.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I'm saying find some more appropriate monk music.
All right.
I'm liking this. It's very kung fu.
This is
I'm
a
okay with this
generic
music.
action music.
it's very
Yeah,
good
Figure
for
Fence and more.
generic combat.
It's kind of cool though.
I'm turning it up in my head. Oh yeah, these drums.
He just has a dial on the side of his head. Just...
Alrighty.
Scary.
So you don't go first,
That's unfortunate.
With a 7?
but you still have inspiration.
Oh, that's a great
You
one.
cannot
I
use
think
it for the initiative now that I've told you don't go first.
okay.
But remember, it's there.
Okay.
Okie
It's alright.
dokie.
I have the high ground. That's got to count for something.
You've got the high ground. The Octo members look at you, and one of them runs off to your left and starts to climb up the rooftops on that side, which will eventually wrap round to him being on the same level as you. So
Okay.
he is gonna climb with all his might, and he did not do very well at climbing these rooftops. So even though they're smaller segments than what you went up, he's tripping, he's falling and sliding on the the tiles, and it's a serious rough time for him.
He needs to be more zen.
He does need to be more zen. All right, so he has, in mechanical
Yeah. Ooh, yeah,
terms,
come on.
this Octo-Gang man who's tried to climb up, has gone quarter speed on his climbing and moving. So he's still a fair way away from getting back up to you.
Alright, sweet. Well, I'm gonna. What's the other guy doing? No, is it my
He
move?
has not acted yet. It's your turn.
Is it my move? Okay, sweet. I'm gonna sling him from the high ground because we said I could
All
use
right,
it
which one are you gonna get?
I'm gonna. I'm gonna shoot the guy who's not coming towards me.
All right, peg him.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, yeah.
All right,
19.
nice. A 19 is a hit as the bullet flings towards him. Roll damage. Alrighty, so the sling bullet flies directly into the Octo-Gang member's chest, and he staggers, and you see he's already got a blackened eye,
Oh, nice.
and he drops down to the floor next to the small girl who goes, "Yeah!" and kicks him in the head.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah. That's right. I want to do like a flurry with my like sling. I like sling it around me.
Nice. Alrighty. Style points there for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next turn order would be Mr. Climbing Man. Mr. Climbing Man is going to run up to the closest wall to you, so underneath you, about 10 feet, and he
Oh, yeah?
is going to actively try and avoid. You can see him get ready to avoid any pellets or bullets
Right.
that you're going to fling
He's
his
gonna
way.
try and get some cover, dodge a shot.
Yep. Behind him, off to the right, out of the vent, come 2 more Octo-Gang members.
2 more. Holy moly! This is crazy.
And it is your turn.
All right. Sweet. I'm going to. What can I see from here? Can I see another rooftop?
You are on the highest rooftop in the vicinity. You can see rooftops going down the road, and then on the other way, you can see a gap and then more roofs. So that would be the alley where the melons are at the bottom of.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to. Actually, I could use that as an opportunity attack. Okay, because I got Polearm Master. Sweet. All right. I'm going to move over on the roof to where the climbing man looks like the easiest way to get up onto my roof section.
Mhm.
I'm going
So above
to.
him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as I do that, I'm going to fire another slingshot down at one of the guys coming up.
Okay, so not the guy underneath you.
No, because basically what my plan is I've got Polearm Master, which means if anybody enters into my range, I get a bonus attack against them.
Mhm.
And so I'm gonna, if he tries to climb up, I'm gonna
As
smack
a
him in the.
reaction or just as a bonus action?
It's an attack of opportunity,
Oh,
so that's a
wonderful.
reaction.
Yep.
Yeah. So if he tries to climb up, I'm gonna strike him
You're
from
gonna
on
doink
high
him.
and try. Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
So
fling that
I'm gonna.
bullet.
Chow.
Alrighty, a 16 does hit. Roll
Sweet.
that damage. The sling bullet flies through the air, striking the Octo member in the shoulder.
Nice.
He recoils and looks at his shoulder and looks up at you angrily.
Bring it on.
The 3 Octo-Gang members are all pretty mad. Pretty mad indeed. The one underneath you flicks his whip up and he is going to try and whip you with it from down there.
The whips have range.
Oh yeah.
No 10-foot reach.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Pole versus whip, whichever can move faster.
Yeah.
He whips you with 5 damage, non-lethal,
Holy.
as it wraps around your leg and whips up your thigh.
Alright. 5 damage from a whip.
Mhm.
You should
Okay.
do that thing where you get them to whip your pole and then spin your pole to pull them in.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Alright. Alright, my go? Or what are the other two doing?
It is not your go.
We're out of combat. You're in combat for the next 10 turns.
Yep. From upon the roofs, a figure appears further down. This figure is very different to the Octo-Gang. He is he's definitely a dwarf on first glance, and you see him down 30 feet as he's come up one of the roofs, 30 feet down the street to you. And he has a wide face and thick black hair, and his beard is divided into long braids.
Nice.
He is holding in his hand a large, wait for it, warhammer,
Ooh.
Cool.
and he dashes towards the group. How do you react?
Does he look dressed like the Octo-Gang?
He is dressed in a large brown overcoat and black clothes underneath.
Okay, I'm going to... Like, he's running from behind me or behind them?
From up on your level, down to your left.
Okay.
So down the row of buildings.
Yeah, alright. I'm not gonna run yet. I'm gonna just keep fighting the Octo-Gang for the moment.
Mm-hmm. He sprints effortlessly. He sprints effortlessly across the rooftops, and he jumps down at the Octo member who has just whipped you, and he is going to give him a good old 1-2 buckle my shoe.
Oh my gosh, it's this universe's Batman.
Oh, sweet! And it's a dwarf with braided beards.
He jumps down, swinging at him, and as he goes down, he says, "What does it cost for some peace and quiet?" Doom! As the warhammer breaks the tiles next to the Octo member who jumps to the side. The combat tracker has been updated with a new, what seems to be friendly member of this fight.
Nice.
So, after that, the two other Octo-Gang members dash towards the man who has just attacked their fellow Octo-Gang boyo, and they both whip at him. He gets struck in the arm, and the whip wraps around him, and you can see the even through his thick cloak, you can see the whip constrict and pull and jar his arm as he seems to take some damage.
Okay. Alright. My turn? Sorry.
Yep. It is
Alright,
your turn.
I'm now... Did he take the guy out who was whipping me?
He missed him.
There's 3 on him. Alright, I'm going to do something stupid now.
Mhm.
I'm going to jump down and strike at the wounded one who I've already hit.
Yep, roll acrobatics, or
yeah.
You're gonna try and
Yep,
use something
yeah.
else for that. Yep.
No, acrobatics. Yeah, I'm gonna somersault down and like wielding my quarterstaff.
You're gonna
so-
somersault down.
well, like kind of, I guess, flip down.
All right. You have
Well, or jump down.
you have
I
rolled
guess.
a 7 on your somersault down.
I kinda
Shall I tell you the
awkwardly-
result of your
I kind of
roll?
awkwardly jump down.
Remembering that you do have a point of inspiration if you wish to use it at any point during this fight.
Well, I mean, I'm just jumping. I'm just jumping down. Right?
It's a
Like,
long
is-
way
is it-
down though. 10 feet down.
Ah, for crying out loud. Okay, I'll use my inspiration. Marvelous.
You
Useless.
you flip down effortlessly. I gotta stop using that word. It's hard. You flip down without effort and land next to the Octo-Gang member on the other side to this dwarven man.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing my can I reach 2 of them from here?
So from your current position, the 2 other assailants are 10 feet away from you roughly.
Okay, alright. So okay, so I've just got to work out how this how these key points work. So I'm gonna swing it. I'm gonna swing at this guy, and I'm gonna try and chain a few attacks together. So I'm gonna take my polearm strike.
So you swing at the closest Octo-Gang member, and
Yep.
he ducks as your quarterstaff clacks off the bricks behind him.
I'm gonna use my now. I'm gonna use my polearm master feat to get 1 extra unarmed strike, and then I'm gonna use my key point to get 2 more.
You're trying to use 2 bonus actions, so you can't use 2 bonus
okay.
actions. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take the one that does
Here's
2
the list
hits.
of key points in here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and I'm gonna use flurry of blows then rather than the polearm master one.
Mhm.
So that's
Go
2
for it.
unarmed strikes.
You use your key point, and you throw 2 fists at him.
Oh, they both should have +4 to them. Oh, sorry, rather than.
They're added
rolled them
together rather than individual. Do you want to just
Okay,
roll
I'll
them
roll.
individually?
Yes.
Wonderful. Oh my good
Yeah.
lord, I should have made you keep the other ones.
No, I'm definitely taking this one. The amount of dice that I've
Alright.
lost from this tower.
Roll
So-
2 sets of damage.
Yeah, boy.
Your fists come down on top of the Octo-Gang member who's ducked down and in a terrible defensive position. Thud, thud. One in the front, one in the back. Is this lethal or non-lethal damage?
I guess non-lethal.
You punch him at the same time in the front and the back. Boom! Squeeze the air out of him, and he drops.
Nice.
There's
Well
a
done.
scraping of tiles as he slides in front of you. Alright. The dwarf next to you says, "That was good work."
I. We're in a bit of a pickle, and I get ready to keep fighting.
He bumps up beside you and says, "Keep your cool." All right.
Always.
So,
Never.
I believe it would be unconscious man's turn. So he's out. And then it would be mysterious dwarf. Mysterious dwarf, tell me where your warhammer lands. As he sprints forward with incredible speed and swings at the legs of one of the Octo-Gang members. He, however, misses, and you see a... even from behind, as he swings too far around, you see in his face just a look of absolute unbridled rage. Just fury beyond belief and frustration like you've never seen on any humanoid.
Wow.
Let alone a dwarf. And
I
he
believe it.
lets out a guttural roaring noise, just as he says again, keep your cool. All right.
I like it.
The Octo-Gang members, seeing this crazed dwarf, they are going to try and throw him off the roof as they both grab at him.
That's actually a really good way to deal with dwarves.
Try and grab them.
Just throw them off things.
Hey, do any of them? Oh no, that's a. Is an attack of opportunity? Is that a bonus action or is that a? No, that's a
It's a
reaction.
It's your reaction.
So could they come into my range since I'm next to the dwarf?
So the dwarfs dashed towards them and they've reached out and grabbed him.
Oh, okay.
So in this case, no. They're still about 10 feet away.
Dang it.
So this
Need a map.
is an acrobatics or athletics check for our new NPC out there. And oh boy, did he just get thrown from a rooftop? That's
Goodbye.
how many levels up are we? Let's see. 1.
2.
Count it. 1. 2. 3, including the roof.
Roll damage.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt. Alright. You hear a gut-wrenching crack of stone as you see him just launched from the roof, and the two Octo-Gang members turn to you and whip their whips up and down, just
Okay. Bizarre turn of events. Really
your
thought that
turn.
would go better for my man, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, I guess
got
I'm gonna.
Two of them standing 10 feet from you, and you are behind you is the wall to the roof that you jumped off. In front of you is where the dwarf was just thrown down to the street.
Okay. Does any of these guys look hurt?
No. No, they do not.
Oh, this is gonna be.
They don't seem hurt.
Well, they're about to be. So,
All right,
so
show me what you got.
yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna charge at him. Perhaps foolishly. I'm
Mhm.
gonna charge at him. I'm twirling my quarterstaff.
All right.
Ooh.
You charge in, flurrying and twirling.
Yep.
And strike?
And strike.
And strike. Ooh, alrighty. So that's a +4 on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, you strike with your quarterstaff at one of them and poke and strike again, and each time he ducks and weaves and his whip kind of flicks around your quarterstaff as it moves through the air near him as he cleverly evades it.
All right, I'm gonna use another flurry of blows then.
Mm-hmm. As you go to make your next strike, he mutters to you, "Don't you know you're messing with 8?"
Need more help, do you?
Good quip. Have some inspiration. I like that.
And I punch him at least once.
Alright, so your flurry of blowing.
Yeah.
You strike him with your first blow, as you say, need some help, do you? Thud, right in his chin, as he goes, "Whoa!" And then as he recoils too much, you miss with your next strike.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's two of these boys still up on the roof. Only 8? I do 10 at breakfast, says Sandwalker in the chat. I like that. Alright, so. From below. You hear no groaning and no moaning. But you do hear a as you see a hand still hanging onto the ledge. He had never fallen. And he crawls up without his warhammer, drawing his hand axe. Taking his hand axe, he flings it at one of the remaining 2 Octo-Gang members.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how this goes. He flings it at one of them and says, "Keep your cool." The hand axe flings between them both and right past your face. Into the wall behind you.
These guys are so hard to hit.
As you see him
what level is this gang of thieves?
You see him run up behind them, drawing another hand axe.
Alright, sweet.
And you are now 2 Octo-Gang members, and then you 2 on either side of them.
Yeah. Flanking.
This dwarf looks deranged. This dwarf looks unhinged. This dwarf looks dangerous.
Cool.
No.
I hope dangerous enough for them to attack him and not me. But I mean, yeah, cool.
Alright. It is the Octo-Gang's turn. The 2... I'm not actually sure how they're going to react to this, so I'm going to use some dice for this. I'm going to work out how these 2 Octo-Gang members feel about their current predicament. Alright. So the first thing you see is one of them look behind him, look at you, and then he dives at you with just a crazed look in his eyes, his hands outstretched in giant paws, as he is gonna try and restrain you, just dive on you and pull you to the ground.
I'm pretty good at this.
So acrobatics or athletics?
Okay, hang on. I've got something called grappling pin master. Am I a grapple master? Oh no, that's right. I was looking at.
You're looking at the feats.
Yeah, dang it. I was like, did I take that? No, I didn't. Okay.
I remember studying the sword for 17 years. No, wait, I was thinking about studying the sword.
Yeah, alright. Okay, so I'm
Acrobatics
going to
or
use my
athletics?
acrobatics to roll out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that 20.
You
Oh.
roll out of his lunge as he staggers towards you, so you've switched places with him now. The second Octo-Gang member, he's a little concerned, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a small black circle and he whispers into it, "Away, ink, away." And then everything turns black as a pool of smoke just envelops all of you, and you are now in darkness.
Oh, okay.
It is your turn.
So I'm like effectively fighting blind, right?
You are completely blinded. On a rooftop.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous.
With a large 30-foot fall.
I'm just going to ready my action.
Mhm.
As soon as I perceive someone near me, I'm going to strike them with my quarterstaff.
Okay. You're sure that's what you want to do? It's your call.
I
I will
call
note,
out.
choose
I
your
also call
wording
out-
as carefully as possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna ready my action to sense to see if this guy lunges at me, to see if anybody lunges at me or strikes at me. Then I'm gonna immediately hit back if someone's striking at me.
So you're
and I'm gonna
watching
call
for
out-
strikes through the smoke?
Yeah, I'm gonna strike back at them if
Alright.
someone. And then I'm gonna call to the dwarf. Did you see where they went?
He calls back, "Are you feeling strong?"
Always. I say awkwardly, I guess.
At that time, you hear what is possibly the most loud and earth-shattering noise you have heard to this day.
Ooh.
Hmm.
And alrighty, I am going to need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. Well. My character is so less than average. He's just like zeros or -1s to everything except Dex.
Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to. There it is. Gotcha.
Ooh, they cast the spell. Potentially. The spell.
You
Shatter.
you experience immense pain as
Oh.
the clouds around you wriggle and writhe and shake as you hear an enormous boom. In the store, you also hear an enormous boom. Dong!
Do we hear a my melon?
No, you don't hear a melon. Alright. You are partially deafened by this, and you are covered in darkness. And on top of that, you sustain 8 points of damage.
Oof.
Oh, I'm out.
Oh, okay.
You are on 13 points of damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Because you were on 5? Yep. So that renders you unconscious, but not dying.
Okay. I am.
Oh?
Yeah.
Was it non-lethal damage?
If it takes you to 0, you don't immediately start dying. If it breaches 0, you start dying. Alright, so let's go back to the clothing store, as the only remaining party member in that area is unconscious. So, combat has stopped for now. It may begin again, depending on how you guys act in the clothing store.
I just want to assure you, I haven't finished it yet, and I don't know how well it's going to turn up on webcam. But during that fight, I was drawing a picture of Toots, the demonica. And
That's
I haven't
very
quite
hard
is
for me to
amazing.
see, but I can kind
That
of see
is
it.
amazing.
I'll send it through, and you can edit it in a future
Alright,
point.
sounds wonderful.
So, alright, hey, I need to change the music here.
Thank you, Nintendo, once again, for being our music maestro.
Yes. So I guess when we know it's safe, I'm gonna kind of like clink. Well, I guess I don't make a sound. I walk forward with the wooden appearance of a mannequin. I guess no face, but a wooden carving. And I walk over.
The store
Yeah.
attendant looks at you, puzzled, and doesn't speak.
I say, thank you so much. And I'm gonna reach into my backpack, which I guess is gonna send my hand through my morphed body and break the illusion for her.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull out the parasol, and I give her another parasol.
You lie the parasol on the table, and she gently picks it up.
I say, look, sorry to cause a commotion. The Octo-Gang were after us. Do you know anyone that can help us stop them or help us out in such a situation?
She looks at you and she says, no.
Oh,
But
are
as
they
long
new to
as-
town?
As long as you're not wrecking my store, you can stay here as long as you need.
Thanks. Do you have a back entrance?
I'm
Exit?
sorry, can you... What you're doing, it's quite unusual.
Oh, the mannequin thing? I snap my fingers and to break the spell.
You turn back into BN Fibmaster
Yes.
before her very eyes.
Do you have a back exit to your shop?
You don't have a back exit, but I can. And she looks startled and confused, and she looks out the front window, and says, "I haven't seen them pass again since. Well, one of them went left and then went back to the right, out down the street. Both of them went that way. If you go the other way, surely you'll be fine."
Okay. Do you have any clothes that I could borrow?
She looks down at the parasol and says, "Be my guest," and places the parasol under the desk.
I'm
With the
gonna
other
grab a whole new outfit.
One that's
gonna-
not stained purple.
Yeah, I'm gonna as similar to my normal outfit as possible. I'm gonna grab another fancy hat, but I'm gonna stash that in my bag for now.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna grab some new blue clothing, some blue leathers, and some white linen.
Wonderful.
And I'll throw a cloak around, like a nondescript, non-attention attracting cloak, and tip my packed away hat at her, and then be like, "Oh, I came in with the redhead girl. Have you seen her at all?"
She looks down towards the back of the store and says, "Not since, not since you entered."
Oh. Hello. Red?
This pile of clothes just starts moving, and then Red
Nice.
just kind of unfolds herself out from all of the clothes and goes, "And that's why they call me the hide and seek champion."
Did they call you that?
You're a woman of many talents, Red.
What are you guys gonna do from here?
I shrug and turn to Red and I say, "The bank?"
Yes.
All right, we're gonna slip out of the. We're gonna check. We're gonna peek our heads out of the store first.
All right.
I would like
so
to take off my hat so I'm not as visible.
you
My cool ass pirate hat.
you take off your hat and you glance out and you scuttle street from street without any sight of the Octo-Gang until you reach the bank.
Ooh. Cool. I walk
There's-
inside the bank.
Yep, as you walk in the bank, you go up large stairs past marble pillars and statues of ornate aquatic life, and you step inside and see a bank that seems to be exclusively run by gnomes.
Ooh.
Nice.
The gnome at the door says, "Hello, I am Fizzlebatzalul, and I will be your director. How may I assist you? Are you
I bow very low to
inquiring
him.
about an open account, or are you trying to set up a new one? I don't
I
think
say,
I've seen you before."
Good Sir Fizzlebat, or whatever his name is. We are seeking your service, but we fear that our wealth is in danger, and we request your safest and most secure room in which to meet and conduct business.
How much wealth?
Quite a bit of wealth, my old gnome.
And your
the
name?
kind that your bank is indubitably equipped to handle.
Your name or company name?
My name is Bien. And
Full
yes,
name.
thank you. Yours is cool too.
Full name.
Oh, full name, full name.
Red face palms.
Bien Fibmaster is my full name. So yes,
Ooh,
we'll be
Fibmaster.
opening an
A
account.
fantastic name.
Yes, very common.
You
mother
fit in
side.
well. Allow me here. And his demeanor changes completely from stern to now jovial as he says, "Allow me to set you up with a fantastic room." And he walks on over to a desk behind him and talks to another gnome. And you see them whisper to each other. And then the other gnome goes, and then your first gnome who you talk to comes back and says, Well, you can walk straight down to the end, and then the fourth door on your right, that will be the room. Just for you.
Thanks. You ever been to South Africa? Sorry. Anyway, we'll continue. You South African gnome. We're gonna follow him down to that.
Someone
fourth
will be
room.
with you shortly.
Thank you. Do you have guards? Do we have some guards outside the door just in case?
He points to the statues. We've got guards.
You gnomes never cease to surprise me. So many tricks under your hats. Yep, walk down to that hallway.
Yep. You walk past many, many large and larger stone statues. All of large aquatic beings. Some of them
Oh man, I want
foreign to you, some of them familiar to you. And then you walk into the room directed, which has a giant squid statue next to it.
Ooh.
You sit at the
Does it
table.
look like the
A
little...
squid or an octopus?
A giant squid.
Okay, now walk in.
Yes.
An octopus.
Just making sure we're doing deals on the right turf.
Red.
Does it look like the little squid figurine that I have?
You pull out the squid figurine and you compare it, and it is similar, but it's not spitting image.
Yeah.
It's not as crude.
Yeah. You sit in there for what seems to be about a minute or two until a...
Oh, dead.
And this is a nice room, like fancy
Yeah.
couches and a big meeting table, an oval meeting table with nice leathered chairs. And after a while, another male gnome walks in. This one has a hat lined with platinum pieces, and in the top center he has the symbol for Tacot, which I do not have a reference for. I will work on that.
It's like a teapot, but more
embroidered in a sapphire on the center of his top hat.
I'm in awe of this guy's outfit.
He sits down with his tailed coat at the head of the oval table and says, "I believe I can help you, Fibmaster." And he gives a little giggle. Fantastic name, that. Family name?
Thank you. Yes, by the side.
Well, you've been blessed with a brilliant name. Now, it's not very often that we find, normal folk with such fantastic names.
I know, normal folk can be so boring these days, can't they?
And your associate, friend, lady
this is
friend?
Red.
Does Red say anything?
She says hello.
Okay. Red greets him and ignores the comments or the queries that he was making.
What did he say?
He said, is it friend... sorry, he said, what was it? What was the first thing I said? It was something really official and then I can't remember. Something like business partner, but a more clever word, which I clearly am too tired to remember. And then he said friend or lady friend.
Associate.
Associate. I think that's the word I used the first time, so that's good.
Yeah, I think so.
I still feel like I've been baked in 90 plus Fahrenheit heat all day, which I have been. But we're getting there. Alright. Associate. Yes, of course. Red. Rather simple name. Easy to remember. And he jots down something before saying, now, not to be rude at all, Mr. Fibmaster, but how can I be of assistance?
We would like to open an account for my fellow associates, no?
Of course, under a company name or a individual account.
Do we need to provide a company name right now, or can we leave that kind of open parentheses? Come back to it.
May always change the name if you're listed as a company later. For now, we'll mark it down under your name and have the company name as pending.
Yes, sounds good.
How much do you wish to deposit?
Right. Firstly, I'm gonna ruffle around my bag and I pull out the gold bar and plug it on the table. And I say, I would like this turned into coins.
He looks at the bar and says, yes, well, of course. We will have it looked into immediately. And he presses a button on his coat, just one of the center buttons, and says quietly to himself, could I have one of the attendants in here immediately, please? Moments later, an attendant walks in, and the bar is taken out of the room. Anything else I can assist with?
Yes, we also have, and I rummage around in the bag and pull out the paperwork. This is also owed to us from one Ernest Blue Meadows.
He takes the paper and he looks at it and says, yes, this is all the information we should need. I'll check if it runs through. And the same thing happens. He presses a button, an attendant comes in, takes the paper, and leaves. While they're gone, the gentleman asks, is there anything else I can help you with? Perhaps you're... Now, don't take any offense, as it's perfectly normal for new account holders to do this, which is the only reason I ask, not that I think that you are impoverished, good sir. But perhaps you are
I certainly hope not.
Perhaps you're in need of a business loan. Seeing as you're opening a business account, we have up to 10,000 gold pieces available to loan to companies. I just swallowed a bug!
Oh no! DM down.
Oh no! Wow.
Oh wow.
That's real.
The delayed stream footage. Alright. I shoot every gnome in the bank and I take everything. All the gold. It's all in my pants now. And as I run out the door, I just fly kick a gnome in the face and continue running. And I run back to the Octo-Gang that are beating up Miguel's body, and I just hit them with a sack of money. And I just keep beating them until like coins are embedded in them. And then I slap Miguel with a bag of gold until he wakes up.
In the meantime, we also make friends with the stone golems guarding the bank.
Oh yeah, that was part of it. That was definitely. I just paid them off, I think, with some of the money from the bank.
All right.
With some stones.
I say, instead of being at a bank, how would you like to be in a pirate ship with us?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Now we know your weakness. The whole world, all 7 viewers now know your weakness.
You know when you get a bug in your mouth and you're like, gross. It's not like that. It was like when you get a bug that literally hits the back of your throat first before hitting anything else.
Good old gag reflex flies.
Oh man, that was bad.
Do you know the kind of bug?
Dead.
Delicious. So a little bit of protein.
A little bit of protein, and we move on with our role playing. What was I saying before I almost choked to death on a bug?
I think before you choked, you said we had all the gold in the bank and we walk out.
Oh yes, up to 10,000 gold pieces is available for loans. I might say we have quite generous interest rates.
Oh, look, we'll keep that in mind. We have a few business purchases we are contemplating at this time.
Of course. What kind of business are you a part of at the moment? What do you do for business?
Come again for Big Fudge?
Excuse me?
Business. Right. We are in the buying and trading game.
Ah, I see. So is
sometimes we buy, sometimes we trade.
Is this all over Meningel?
Global. All over this flat earth.
All over the earth.
We hope to expand. We're very ambitious that way.
Right. But surely at the moment, local or within the realm of Meningel, I would assume.
Yes. Well, we're a level 2 business at the moment, and we hope to expand to at least a level 20 one day.
I see.
Tier business, yeah.
I'm not sure how you level your businesses, but how many ships do you have for traveling these goods on?
That may be one of the purchases we're looking into in the future.
I see. So 0 ships at the point that I ask.
We mainly rely on the strong legs of dedicated delivery men and women.
Well, I will note that our generous sum, which is available with a good interest rate, could get you such a vessel. Either
Again,
from
that is
here or from
one or two
Hammerhead.
purchases. That is something we are considering.
As you continue to talk, the steward comes back in, and what did you ask to have done with the bond? Did you want it in coin as well, or did you want it in the account?
But I did also want to ask in the conversation,
Mhm.
how does this establishment work across Meningel? If we were to travel into another bank of your franchise, can we withdraw in another city?
He looks to you and says, "Well, of course. We are the Bank of Meningel. This is just the Tacot branch."
It's been a while since I've used any bank that wasn't in the shape of a pig, so I just needed to make sure.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, you're in good standing here. Let me tell you.
Thank you. This is the golden year of my life. Perfect. We've all been through hard times since the piggy bank, but I'm glad we are graced by fortune's fortune today.
Now, assuming, and I do assume, that the papers go through for that bond.
How much was that bond?
That bond should come to about 500 gold pieces.
Because I thought we were promised like 10,000. Is that at the end of the harvest?
You were promised a lot more at the end of the harvest, yes.
Right, okay.
You were offered 10% of the total harvest.
Yes.
In reward.
Yeah. Okay. So effectively 1,000 gold coins.
Mhm.
I tend to around and say, what do you think's fair? I actually think that's quite a bit of coin I've had in a while. I'd be comfortable putting 500 in the bank and taking some with us to spend.
Does Red respond? I
We can
imagine
share out
Red
this
is
bag of
currently
500
contemplating
gold
the
coin.
other 500 in her pocket.
Yes, well, as treasurer, I'm going to request some paperwork, and Bien can leave and go find Miguel,
Hang
and
on.
I will
Can
discuss the paperwork.
based on Red's reaction and wanting me to be rushed out of there, can I insight?
No, I didn't say that in game. I was just saying that's what's going to happen when I get an opportunity to do something.
What is her face right now? Because I'm observing her
What
reaction to
signs
the
is
question.
Red giving to Bien?
Just, he can keep 500 of it if he wishes.
Mhm.
But I think
like to make it
carrying 500 around is quite dangerous. Especially considering we nearly got attacked by the Octo-Gang. Well, we did get attacked by the Octo-Gang. Speaking of,
No,
where's Miguel?
Miguel. He's
Your
We
brother?
pan back to Miguel. Miguel is still
Wow.
unconscious. We pan back
My
to the
head.
bank.
Surely he's taken the Octo-Gang for a run,
Hmm.
keeping them at
Yes.
bay. All right, I turn back to the dome and I say, all right, we'll put 500 in the bank and we'll take 500 with us now.
Of course. Moments later, 500 in what type of coins? Because you would have specified what type of coins you wanted. Yeah, was it just gold?
Gold.
That's a
It's
lot of gold
easiest.
to carry around.
500 gold pieces come to you in the form of a small wooden box that has a latch on it. And he opens the box and you see the rows of coins, and then he closes the box and passes it to you and says, that should be in order.
Could you count out that in 3/3? So that would be
Thirds of 500?
approximately, off the top of my head, 166 gold coins each.
Incorrect.
It seems an odd number for a party of two.
We have another business partner.
Of course. The
Why?
So
What? Okay, let's just do it like this. Red brings out the money bag that she's got.
Yep.
And
So
she
you
says,
dump
"What?"
another 500 on the table immediately.
Red, did you steal that from me?
Yes, I did.
Red, we thought we lost that. That is not 5 gold coins. That's not a gentleman's beer tab. That is 500 gold boys.
The gnome says, I'll leave you for a couple of minutes to discuss. and steps out of the room politely and walks away, presumably.
Redabelle Louise Lying Boots, how dare you steal this party's gold?
I didn't steal it. I am designated treasurer.
And we have some
I
kind
was
of treasure
holding
complex.
onto it.
But that is petty larcency? Lawrence? Lara Croftancy? That is petty theft.
Larceny?
Larceny, that's the one.
You obviously don't know anything about me, Bien.
Apparently not. I tell you what, I scoop up the 500 gold and I push Red's bag back to her. And I say, you keep your gold. This is for my brother and I. And I think this is where we part ways.
How does Red react?
She's got 500 gold. She can go buy her ship back. Like,
Well, 500 wouldn't
No.
be nearly enough for the ship that you want back.
yes. But
It was going to cost 10 grand.
well, you assume.
All right. So what's gonna be the conclusion to this scene here?
Bien takes the chest of 500 gold and he walks out of the room.
Bien, you're being ridiculous.
I am being ridiculous. I'm not the one that stole 500 gold coins.
I was just holding on to it. You fought an owl bear. We could have lost it then. Think
When
about
did
it
I
this way.
lose it? When did you take this money from me?
When you were nearly dead?
Oh, so you stole money from a dead man.
No,
Fantastic.
you weren't
Look,
dead.
Red, I know nothing about you. We have trusted each other on some stupid, foolish adventure that, quite frankly, we should not have gone on in the first place. We went all the way into a mountain, nearly drowned multiple times. Some kind of goddess deemed us worthy enough to be her champions, and then she fricked off out of there, and then we nearly died coming down the mountain. So, you know, you've been loyal. Thank you for your services, but I don't know what more you want from us other than our gold.
All right. So we pan away from the intense feud of Bien and Red without a Miguel to temper the two personalities, and we go back to Miguel, who wakes.
Oh.
Next to you, you see sitting on the edge of what seems to be a very high tower that you're now in, the
What?
same dwarf.
How would I tell it was in a high tower?
Because as you look at the dwarf, you see past him and you see down upon Tacot.
Have I still got my quarterstaff?
Yeah, you got everything. The dwarf says, "Aye, you're awake."
Yes. Where am I?
I've taken you just away from the streets to safety, to somewhere a little more peaceful, a little more tranquil.
Sweet. I need to go find my friends. I can't stay here. Sorry.
You may leave if you wish, but you won't find what you're seeking out there. You and I've seen you fight. I've seen into you, and we're the same.
How?
We are both
How
lost
so?
and looking for our purpose, our center, our being.
Well, fair enough, but I can't do anything without my friends and my brother.
He
I
gestures to the staircase and says, "Rush off if you will, but you get no closer to finding what you truly need."
And what do you think that is?
You need to find what centers you, what brings you into full being, and connects you to your power. I saw it. It called to mine.
And you think you can help me do this?
We both search for the same thing. It makes sense that we are in somewhat way, at least linked in terms of purpose. I do not offer this to many, but I would like to pursue what I see as our common goals together.
I sit down and I'm just going to spend some time chatting to him about his goals and what he wants and things like that. So I'm not going to
All right.
rush out now.
I want you to roll an insight check as you listen to him and talk to him, and tell me how open you're going to be in this conversation with him.
I'm going to be a little bit guarded.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you sit and you watch as the sun moves from low in the sky up to the center as you talk. And although he is not really open with his past experiences, he's very open with his ideals, his aim in what he's trying to find and achieve. And a small section of it resonates with you to some point. You have the same sense of a power you don't understand, a purpose that you haven't found, and an aimlessness which has led you into all sorts of strife. He says he has found the thread to pull on. He has found the beginning of his purpose and his knowledge in what is, as he describes it, a perfect soul.
Okay. All right. I think this is pretty interesting for me. So, well, why don't you come with me and help me make sure my brother is all right. My head feels too clouded. I've spent too much time here.
He looks at you and he says, "Of course. There is much we can learn from each other. And I have nowhere to be. I have come to this town seeking something that I've not yet found. Yet, I have found, perhaps, a kinsman for a time." And he stands up slowly and he says to you, "Lead the way."
All right, and we'll walk. How hurt am I?
You are incredibly injured. You have ruptured skin all over your body.
Oh
Ew.
yeah, like fractured. Yeah, okay.
As you start going down this large staircase, he says to you, "You were indeed strong enough. Our powers balance each other perfectly. You could withstand my full force, and we will see if I can withstand yours if the time comes."
Okay. Sounds good. I don't quite understand
It's a
what he's
bit
talking about.
mysterious and it's a bit unusual. It's an experience and a conversation that you've not ever had before, and it captures your
Yeah, so.
confusions that you've found.
Yeah, I might actually take a rest now.
You can have a short rest during the hours that you talked.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So I can roll a hit die.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, I get my key back. Oh, sweet, and I
Nice.
healed by 5. Okay, cool. All right, so that's all right. Yay,
Alrighty.
key back.
Where are you going to search for your brother?
I'm gonna go to the bank.
That makes perfect sense, actually. That
makes sense to me.
canonically, that makes perfect sense. Because all of I'm just gonna straight up allow that. That's fine. That's not
Well,
meta
no,
at all.
as in that makes sense to me. Like
Yeah.
where he would have gone.
You had a large amount of money, and
that's the last place we said we would go.
Yep. You make your way down to the bank, and let's find out what's going on inside the bank first. So, back to the disagreements between Red and Bien.
So Red just looks at Bien, takes a deep breath, and says, "Look, this is the situation. I have a ship. I had to temporarily sell the ship, and I need to get that back. I wasn't going to steal this money because I don't need to, because we've already lined up a lot. I was going to work fairly with you guys. You decided to have me tag along. I was going to work fairly, take my cut eventually when I had enough to buy the ship back. But in this situation, I actually need a crew. And I was sussing you guys out. You seem to have proven yourself, at least a little bit, for the moment. You haven't died yet, which is always a good thing, I guess. I don't know your plans. I have watched you both be con men, so I'm assuming you're just as sneaky as I am in all dealings. That's the honest truth.
You are muted, Bien.
Oh, weird. And what makes you think that my brother and I in our acrobatic legs want to exchange those for sea legs?
Toned.
What are we going to find in the ocean, us and our amazing calves?
I'm not sure, but there's a whole world out there. Weren't you just saying? Trade, business, greater and bigger cons, if that's what you want to do. I can take you there.
I wouldn't mind getting further and further away from my ex. How can we maintain trust in you? How do we know we won't get out into the ocean and you won't just throw us into it?
Do I look strong enough to do that?
Good point, good point.
Yes.
Mind you, I'm the strongest one in the group.
Yeah. Definitely. Yes. Definitely.
That's meta knowledge. I don't have that. Let me.
I mean, if you just take the mountain climb as a bearing of strength.
I might have been stronger if I wasn't food poisoned. We don't know.
That's right.
Look, let me talk to Miguel.
Fair enough.
At that moment,
without him anyway.
there is a knock on the door.
Come in.
The door swings open, and you see a familiar face. And another familiar
Fizzle
face.
bottom.
It's,
And Miguel.
No, it's Miguel, and behind him is a very odd-looking dwarf. He looks heavily armed as well.
Miguel.
Oh, there you
There's
are.
a dwarf behind you.
He's fully dressed in scale mail as well, under his large coat.
What
Cool.
did you do? Usually I've got the scale mail guy following me.
Oh, this is Ramul. He helped me with those strange gangbangers over there.
Ramuluku.
Oh. Ramil. Hello,
Ramuluku.
sir. Ramil.
Keep you cool. Ramuluku.
Hi. Hi.
He sits down.
All right.
It's a bit of a private meeting. Is he on the level?
Yeah. No, we're cool.
Alright. I'm just gonna move the chest of gold just closer to me and
I like to think in that moment, these things happen. Bien grabs the box and slides it towards himself. Red kind of folds her arms and looks at Miguel, and Miguel just kind of smiles around the room.
No, he's cool.
No, we're cool.
So, Ragul, we just got a few matters to resolve between us. Do you mind if I just have a sidebar with my brother?
Oh yeah, Mugul, could we just chat for a second?
Did you just call him your own name?
Miguel.
Oh man, what's his name?
Ramuluku.
Remember what this is gonna be? Do we have weird names, everybody?
So, Ramul for short.
Ramul.
Could you just remove yourself from the room for just a moment?
He stands and he steps out of the room and closes the door. without a
Oh,
word.
thank you. I crawl under the table and pop up next to Miguel. I say, Miguel, Associate Red.
I can hear you.
I know I'm having a sidebar with my brother. Look,
Red
she-
one always hear the sidebars.
let's get all our dirty laundry out there on the clotheslines, out of the reach of gnomes.
You
Look.
put dirty laundry in washing.
Red stole the 500 gold from us on the mountain while I was unconscious.
Safekeeping, I'm the
I've-
treasurer.
I've
she
caught her
was the
red-handed. She's not the treasure. Why does everyone keep saying that?
Didn't you
Look,
say that?
look, Miguel.
We flash back to episode 1 where Bien is
I
like,
hope we can
"You're the
hard cut
treasurer."
that into that.
I'm not sure if that was actually when we started recording, but
Okay.
I guarantee you, without
was
a
in
word of a
session two.
lie, the exact words
Well,
were,
it was
"Red,
context sensitive.
you're the treasurer."
And I was like, that sounds terrible. But
Look, Miguel. I was ready to part ways with her, but Red here has told me something interesting.
Mhm.
She is after the reacquisition of her ship, and she wants us to join her crew in exchange for, I guess, free passage, free food, free accommodation on her ship, free adventure, free wealth.
You would have to work as well on the
Yeah,
ship.
yeah. Mega would work.
It's
So,
not
what do
free
you
passage.
think about this proposition, brother? Can we continue to
Ship.
trust this red-headed shrew?
a ship of our own. We could go anywhere.
I like what you're saying, brother.
We could go to one town and then very quickly sail away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any downsides to this.
We could try a bathhouse in every port in every town.
Or two.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I'm down for this.
All
I
right.
think I'm happy with this. Why not? Look, we've never sailed before. Let's try something
Correct.
different. Everything that we've done so far has led us to be on the run. Well, why not run with the fastest thing we can?
I mean, climbing rigging can't be that much different to climbing rigging at a circus. It's just you got to make sure you don't get wet.
Yeah,
Let's test those sea legs of yours.
yeah, we
All
can.
right. I spit into my hand.
There is
And
paper and ink with quills on the table. If
I
for
spit into my hand as
for
well.
some reason
Yeah,
you
no,
might
no, no, no,
need
no, no,
some kind of
no.
documentation.
Who uses documents in the world and the slums and the circuses that Miguel and I have
Yeah,
grown up
fair
in?
enough.
We spit into our hand and we extend our hand to Red.
Both our hand.
Yeah.
Our singular hand that we
So,
both.
yeah, I was trying to think, is there a way we can combine? Maybe I spit into your hand. You know what it is? Miguel and I fold our hands into like a 3-person. I don't know if you guys have ever done this. You can do like a multi-person thumb war by like cupping your hand and folding it in. So we fold our hands in and we offer that to Red.
By cupping your hand and folding it in.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
trying to
can't show you with my 2 hands because they're opposite hands. But if you guys were in the flesh, you can kind of like link them like that, but like the thumb would be up the other way, and you can have like a multi-person, maybe up to 4, maybe 6 people thumb war.
All right, I'm not going to question it.
Doesn't help that we're all individually in
I
our own
do.
house. All right, that's what we do, and we offer that to Red. This is everyone knows. Miguel and Bien know this is a sacred pact of agreement and loyalty among thieves.
Mm-hmm.
This is disgusting. This is
Do you-
definitely not how pirates
Do you have thieves camp?
Is that what Red says?
Yes, I have thieves camp.
And if you have thieves camp, I feel you would understand this.
This is definitely not part of Thieves' Camp. This
It's
is
supposed
part
to
of
be one of those weird
part of
things
your
they did in the
circus
circus
thing.
that we grew up thinking was normal. We just saw clowns do this all the time.
All right. So Red, do you want to try and make some kind of other gesture, or are you going to go along with this?
I'll humor them. I'll be gross and spit into my own hand. And just
And make a
as I do
weird
it, as I like
three-person thumb war.
grasp their hands, I say, "A pirate's honor."
Yar. Sounds good
Alright.
to me.
Does it? Does a pirate's honor actually sound good to you?
Wherever a pirate is, we're one now. Pirate's honor.
Pirate's honor.
Okie dokie. The bonds of friendship once again restored. The crew gets their act together, pulls themselves back together with the help of Miguel, the party anchor at this point.
Oh man, he's gonna die.
So,
hard.
let's jet through a couple of quick decisions for.
So does Ragul walk in as we're all like awkwardly handshaking
no,
as best
he
of
does
friends?
not come back in. He waits.
Okay.
Yar. Take Tacot.
So, quickly, do you take up the offer to take out a loan with the bank?
Not
The-
yet.
The interest
No, I
rate
don't think we
is
need to just yet.
16% a month.
Jeez, that's
That's huge. Astronomical.
What's 16% of
10,000?
10,000?
Oh,
I'm bad at math.
1,600.
$1,600.
Yeah, that's a lot. A month.
It's a lot,
No.
but it is
No,
the
we need-
only place you're going to get a reliable loan of that size.
Well, hang on. We first we need to work out, like, this is out of game. First we need to work out where Red Ship is, and then we need to get there.
I know where my ship is.
Is your ship in Hammerhead? Or whatever the town is? Hammerfort?
Hammerhead Sanctuary Port.
Launceston?
Yes, Launceston.
Yeah.
That's the last known location of the ship, yes.
So we need to get there on another ship. We do have an offer on a ship to work with Captain Stubbs.
Within Squid
Yeah.
Bay.
Yeah, let's get
Okay.
some.
Is there a bank in
Sure.
Hammerhead, Shire?
You presume that there would be a branch of the bank in
Yeah.
one of the largest cities, even though it is just a massive oil rig-like structure in the middle of the ocean. It is
Yeah.
city
Oh
sized.
yeah, that place.
So let's
Yeah.
let's work out what we need first.
Yeah,
And then
Let's
yeah.
go. Let's
Yep.
go.
So you
um,
take notes on the bank loan potential, but you don't take it. You grab your coinage and you leave 500 in the bank.
500 in
I,
the bank.
I should say
No,
no.
I
No,
feel like
'cause
we
we've got
should just
1,500 in total.
yeah.
So I feel like we should take like 100 out max.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than enough for
I
living
feel like we
expenses for a
don't
few
need
days.
to carry too much each. Like even if it was just like 100 each, like that still leaves us with 1,200 in the bank.
All right.
Plus, we need to go talk to the guards to tell them exactly the names of the people that we met and what they look like.
All
All
right.
right. Let's say everyone can take with them. We agree everyone can take with them up to 200 gold, but you don't have to take 200 gold.
So
I'm
tell
gonna
me how
take-
much you're leaving in the bank.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take 150 with me.
I'm gonna take 50 with me.
That's
And I'll take 100. So we've got 1,200 in the bank.
with 1,200 in the bank.
Hmm.
Done. The
Cool.
bank account is certified. Ramul is still outside by the time you walk out of the door, and you all leave the bank at about midday.
Oh, you. Is he coming with us?
Yeah,
Miguel?
he's coming with me. We're mates.
Okay. And you fight?
Yeah, we've been in a scrap. We're all good.
Okay.
Bien apprehensively accepts the new party member question mark, and
I like Onor better.
and this is what happens if you get rid of Bone Nora. This is what
should've
you've done
taken
to
that
me.
guy's daughter as a party member.
And Miguel, in true Miguel fashion, just thinks everything's totally cool and does not feel the need to explain himself to his brother, who clearly understands all of his decisions.
Before we leave the bank, can I just get like paperwork written up of our accounts and stuff as
Mhm.
treasurer?
So
I would like to have
you
that information.
you visit the clerk and they mark down that you're the treasurer. Not only that, but they give you a checking book, as this is a business account. which you can bill and sign to and hand those checks to people instead of paying out of your pocket in certain areas or wherever checks are accepted.
Ooh.
Definitely inside cities. So keep that safe. Don't wreck it. Because
I
you have to pay for replacements.
Yes.
Alright.
Actually, technically we don't. Based on my feet, but that's alright. Continue.
I see. Yeah, I know the forgery feat. Yep. Okay. So
I peer over Red Shoulder,
Yep.
got a good eye of that
making
thing.
forgeries of your own bank account definitely won't lead to any problems in the future. Okie dokie. So you exit the bank, the sun is shining in the midday, and immediately someone runs up to you, and it is the town guard. The head of the guards himself. And he runs up to you and he says, "You better come quickly. And I hope you
why
have
is
it.
that,
Where
sir?
to?
You have the ledger. You have the sword."
What?
The sword?
The sword and the ledger. For Hadjuan. You have it, correct?
Yeah.
We know who's stolen the swords.
Yeah.
His face drops.
Oh.
And he says, "We've got to go."
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
As you rush towards the town hall, that's where we end up for the day.
Ooh.
Something is amiss in Tacot. And Hadjuan is in grave, grave danger.
I forgot we were looking for a sword.
How could you forget?
Actually, let me tell you a little anecdote as we sign out here. my daughter came up to me at some point this week, and I don't remember the exact context, but me and Bentendo were selecting spells for something. And the line my daughter said is, "Just use chocolate and blessings." And I thought that would be the best little homebrew to weasel in. So we're gonna make a little chocolate and blessing spell and put that in one of the spell trees. But thank you very much for being here. It has been a pleasure as always, and hopefully I hit the right buttons here and look professional, right?
Nah.
Catch you later.